When you're dealing with a person that has a Jezebel spirit within them, the one thing that the Jezebel spirit will do is try to stir up confusion in your mind about how you view yourself, how you think about yourself, and your whole outlook on life. And it's never really to speak life into you, but it's to speak negativity over you. It's to, in a sense, speak death over you. It's to get you to be confused about where you are in your own progress. When you're dealing with the Jezebel spirit, one thing that they'll do is they are very keen on gaslighting. Gaslighting meaning they are denying your reality. They are claiming your reality to be something other than what it is not. And they speak with so much conviction and they say it as if it's true, and they give their opinions as if they are factual, because it's almost like they want to like plant the seed inside your head to make you think that you have to, that you're not doing enough, that you're doing something wrong, and you have to keep working and keep striving, and like the carrot is just being dangled in front of your face, and you just can't, for some reason you just can't grab it. Like the Jezebel spirit will just really try to get inside your mind to deceive you and manipulate you to make you think that you're doing worse in your life, in your healing journey, in your spiritual journey, in your walk with God than you actually are. And the one thing that the Jezebel spirit tends to do so much is projection. The Jezebel spirit will project everything that they feel about themselves, how they think about themselves, and what's going on in their life and their issues and their structure. And but they project it onto you to make you carry their burden. So basically, how if they feel behind in life, if they feel as like, when a person is has a Jezebel spirit within them, they are not going to evolve. They are not meant to evolve. They are there to stay stagnant. They are there to, just because the devil is taking hold, that spirit is taking hold within that vessel, within that body, just to just be a pawn on a chessboard, a spawn of Satan, a pawn of Satan. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much just Satan is using these people as pawns in order to go after God's people, to stir up confusion in their everyday life, in their daily life. And the thing is, you're dealing with Jezebel when it's like they can go from their extreme high to being very, very just obnoxious and aggressive to becoming very, very calm and cool and just collected. And they may sound all sweet. It may seem like they're saying all the right things, saying all the good things, but it's like, we're not going to just gloss over that. We're not going to just act as if that explosion, that eruption didn't just happen. Okay, I hope you're following me. Now, when you're dealing with someone that has the Jezebel spirit, the main goal of the Jezebel spirit is to confuse you. It's to make you doubt yourself, to make you think that you are not doing enough, to make you doubt the progress that you have made. Because you could have a conversation with God that day, and God is telling you how proud God is of you, with how much you have grown, how much you have evolved, and how much more in alignment you are. And then here comes the Jezebel spirit. Oh, come on, spirit, speak through me. Here comes the Jezebel spirit coming in, trying to contradict everything that God had just spoken to you prior. So the conversation that God had with you, just confirming everything, affirming everything, then here comes Jezebel spirit coming in, saying the exact opposite of what God just told you, coming here and contradicting all of the confirmation that God just gave you, because it's here to stir up confusion. It's here to stir up doubt. For the devil is the author of confusion. And the Jezebel spirit is a descendant of the devil. All of these all of these demonic spirits come from the devil. They're just pieces just of the devil. So and a lot of times, people could be dealing with the Jezebel spirit within their own families. This is exactly how the devil wants to get at God's people, because the devil knows that you're going to listen to your family more than you listen to a stranger out on the street, because your family has known you. Your family has known you your whole life, and you more so trust their judgment. You trust because of the longevity that you have known them. So sometimes we are more prone to listening to our family members. We are more willing to be receptive to what they have to say. But the thing is, baby, you got to be very discerning. You have to, you know, you have to be very, very vigilant. I'm hearing 1 Peter 5:8, be sober, be vigilant, for your adversary, the devil, roams around like a lion seeking whom he may devour. So you have to be very, very vigilant and very discerning, and really reading in between the lines, listening in between the lines to what they are saying to you, because the words can sound right, but pay attention to the energy behind the words. And if the energy feels like, oh, this feels like an attack, this feels like belittlement, this feels like deception, this feels like manipulation, feel that and know that it is true, because energy never lies. Okay? And the main goal for the Jezebel spirit is to get God's child in so much doubt and so much confusion that they come to a halt, they come to a stop, like they come to a standstill, they make to come to be stagnant. Like the Jezebel spirit, like the, you know, as God is, okay, so much at once. The Jezebel spirit's job is to work for the devil to help come against God's people. And when God's people have a mission on earth, when they have missions up to fulfill in their lives, the devil wants to do anything to get people to stop that mission. You know, so the devil will, like the Jezebel spirit will come in there and try to get inside your brain to make you think, you know, just think the opposite of yourself. Okay? So how do you combat the Jezebel spirit? What you do is you stand in your truth. You stand in your truth, 2 feet, 10 toes down. You stand in your truth and you speak your truth unapologetically, authentically, righteously, with your power, with your light, with your truth, with your strength, courageously, confidently. Use that Godfidence and stand in your truth. Because what the devil wants to do is, what the Jezebel spirit wants to do is, you know, plant a seed of doubt or plant a seed of confusion into your brain so that you can start to, they want you to kind of like water that seed and think, well, and start to ponder on it, like, well, maybe this is true, maybe this is happening, maybe this is going on. That's what the Jezebel spirit wants you to do, because once that seed is planted and you water it in your brain, then it can start to grow, it can start to manifest. And then when it starts to grow, it grows as a weed but not a flower. And weeds in a garden are poisonous, they're toxic, but it's not going to be a beautiful lotus flower that's growing from you, or a dandelion or a sunflower. No, it's going to be, you know, when you have a negative seed that's planted, weeds will sprout. So that's what the Jezebel spirit is trying to do. It's trying to sprout weeds in your brain, weeds in your heart, weeds in your spirit, toxins, poison. That's what they're trying to do, trying to poison your brain, trying to poison your heart, trying to poison your spirit. But one thing that the Jezebel spirit will do is the Jezebel spirit will immediately correct themselves and contradict themselves of what they've just said, because when they realize that you are not feeding into their narrative, you're not feeding into their deception, you're not believing their deception and wanting to go further and into feeding into the bad seed that they have planted. You know, like when they try to plant a seed of doubt and confusion into you, when you don't feed into that doubt, when you don't feed into that confusion, when you don't believe what they say and you can stand on your own truth, then all of a sudden they jump on and they confirm your truth, like, oh yeah, you know what, you're right, yeah, because that is what's going on. And yeah, like, but weren't you just a minute ago, you know, trying to make me seem like I'm doubting myself, trying to like stir up confusion and saying all of what you just said a minute ago was the exact opposite. Now, because I spoke my truth, now you're jumping on board. Because once again, the Jezebel spirit wants to stir up confusion. Like they like to they'll piggyback off of what you've said and use what you have said against you just to stir up more confusion. But also simultaneously, they will say things, they will just bring stuff out of thin air and say it to you, very rude, negative, nasty things to you, disguising it as such a, you know, sweet little remark, but it's very demeaning, it's very degrading. You have to really pay attention to when you're dealing with this, especially when you're dealing with these toxic, low vibrational family members that have not healed, that have not grown, that don't have a relationship with God. Those people are more susceptible to hosting the Jezebel spirit. And if you are continuing to deal with them and you're not having, like, you feel like you can't really talk to them, you feel like you can't move forward, you feel like you can't just have a civil conversation because they don't take no accountability for what they've done, you're probably dealing with the Jezebel spirit. So be mindful, be vigilant, be discerning. Ashe. Because the Jezebel spirit's main goal is to get you to not see yourself the way that God sees you. It's to alter your vision of yourself.